Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gore and Gossip. I'm Jaurdyn,
I'm Nicole.
and this is our podcast all about true crime cases as well as the paranormal.
Jaurdyn, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Absolutely. I would love to. I am 26 years old. I love true crime cases. I've been a huge podcast listener, and I thought, why not join up with one of my besties who also loves paranormal and true crime cases and talk about the cases that kind of intrigue us most.
Yeah.
Nicole, what about you?
Yeah, I'm 28. I also love listening to podcasts. I haven't in a little while, so a podcast for me is usually like long drives. And since I've been a stay-at-home mom lately, I don't drive anywhere. So I have not been listening as often as I used to, but I still love them. I love true crime and all things paranormal, ghosties, alien, you name it. I'm all for it.
I'm so excited to do
I
this with
know.
you.
I know
Personally,
that
I'm so excited.
this is something that we've been talking about for a little while now. Something I've always wanted to do, something you've wanted to do, and now it feels the right time to do this.
I absolutely agree because I may be jobless here soon. So now I'll have a lot of time on my hands.
Listen, I'm jobless right now too. So I mean my job is being a mom and like that's a job in of itself, but like I mean real job. So
Right. Oh my goodness.
all right, so let's get into talking a little bit about so we've already talked about how like this podcast is going to be like true crime and paranormal, but let's talk a little bit more about that and like what we want for like this podcast specifically.
Definitely. I feel like, of course, true crime podcasts are very saturated, but I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't actually tell the stories of the victims and making
Yeah.
sure that they're honored. And I really feel like we both care for people
Yeah.
and we both have empathy and really just trying to give them a voice when they don't have one.
Yeah.
As well as paranormal. Come on. Come on. I want spooky season 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah. October
That's
is where I
definitely gonna
thrive.
oh yeah, so I think we're definitely gonna be probably the paranormal heavy,
Mm.
but definitely true crime in there as well because that's, it's important to talk about. It's important to talk about the victims and, just like give them a highlight because they deserve the fame, like the not I don't mean fame, but they deserve the spotlight out of the situation because like they lost their lives for somebody else to be senseless. And even though our name is Gore and Gossip, and we're gonna gossip about what's going on, we want to make sure that that's highlighted and important. And I think high profile cases will be, even though they get talked about a lot, we want to make sure that we're spotlighting them a little bit differently than, others have.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, on that note, Nicole, what is the scariest thing that happened to you?
Oh my God, the scary. I've put so much thought into this, and I can't honestly name anything. I'm sure like 3 days from now, after we're done having a conversation about it, I'll be like, oh yeah. So the next time we record, I'll probably be like, oh yeah, remember that question? Um, the only thing that I could come up with was that when I was a child, and now I have something else, so like that's for something else. But when I was a child, I have vivid memory of my aunt having a conversation with like my mom about how this something at her work happened. And I don't know if this guy like got arrested at her work or if somebody at her work knew this guy that got arrested. And it was because he had like frozen heads in his freezer or frozen organs in his freezer or something like that. I, as an adult, have never actually looked into it or asked her more about it because it was so scary to me as a child that I literally could not. I don't know. I just like put it out of my mind until very recently when I started thinking about this.
I am speechless. That is so scary. That
Yeah.
is scary. That is so
Like
scary.
that scared me so much as a child. And I'm sure there's probably other things that I can't remember, but like that's the one that I remember the most. It was hearing that and just being like, He had what in his freezer? Like, what are you talking about?
Like, probably a very young age, and
Oh, I think
picturing
I
that
was like
probably
6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So that probably traumatized you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
And I have no idea what she was talking about either. I just remember hearing that like snippet of like the conversation. And then my mom was like, you can't be here, and like made me go away. And I was like, okay. And I went to like go play instead. And like that stuck with me. And I still remember it to this day.
okay, so mine is not that terrifying. Well, actually, I've had a
I'm
few
sure it is.
instances, but not like heads in a freezer scary, but like what the heck is going on scary.
Okay. What?
As a kid, our childhood home was very old.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the first homestead in gonna try and decide if I in Helena. It's like the first homestead in Helena,
Okay.
Montana. And I remember one day, it was broad daylight, and it was my young brother, me, and one of my sisters, and we just heard stomping on the roof, as if like someone was like just like stomping and jumping
No.
on the roof.
No.
And we all looked at each other and we're like, we have to go. We have to go. And none of us were old enough to like drive. So we ran outside. Nothing was on the roof.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
See, so that's what I was gonna lead into, was like, has any like paranormal, like what's the
Yeah.
scariest paranormal thing? Because I'm like thinking about like like what I talked about, like so like
Yeah.
you're talking about paranormal, and that's probably where I should have went with it, because I do have an instance.
Go ahead. That was real life scary.
No,
We can do
do you have
paranormal.
another one? Tell me another one first.
Yeah. So another one is probably in this house that we're in right now.
Oh God, yeah, your house is haunted.
My house is haunted. I was actually walking into this door. I was walking past this door, and there's like a window in our bedroom, and usually you can see like the window, the sunlight, and that kind of thing. But one night I was bringing my fiance food as she was streaming, and I walked past, and there was like a black figure just
Oh my God.
chilling out in the doorway. And
No.
I was like, I'm not dealing with
No.
this again. I have dealt with ghosts my whole life. I'm not dealing with that here, and not making her deal with it. So I walked past it, and then I was like, babe, something just happened. What? And I'm like, I saw someone in our bedroom. And she thinks I'm crazy, of
Gosh.
course.
Yeah.
And then something happened to her the next day. She was in the
next
shower.
day?
She was in the shower.
Oh, of course it was.
And
The
the
shower.
curtain got swiped like it was one of our cats.
No.
None of our cats were in.
Ew. No. No, thank you.
So we called up our little witchy friends, and they cleansed our house for us. But I think it needs to be cleansed again because,
Oh, hard now.
yeah.
Oh my God. That's so crazy.
What about you? What about
I was a
paranormal for
kid,
you?
yeah, so when I was a kid, paranormal, so like my family is kind of sensitive to those things. My sister a little bit more than me. But when I was a kid, I think I just didn't pay attention like as much. Like, yeah, you're a child, like you don't really like think much about these things until like you're older, and then you're like go back to those scenarios and you're like, oh, that's like what was happening, and then it freaks you out even more. So when I was a child, I had a friend who lived in this really big house, and she had, it was the way her room and her brother's room was set up was they were connected by a closet, so you had to walk into her room through the closet to get to his room. So it was like a nanny room, I think is what they're essentially called. Like where like you'd have like an ensuite for like a nanny that was there. She didn't have like a bathroom or anything in the room, but like you would just have like the nanny and a baby or whatever. I don't know. That's just what they called it. And we would play kind of late when we'd have like sleepovers, and her sister one time like came over, and her room was like right next to us, like right next door, and she would come in, she'd be like, are you guys playing with marbles? And we're like, no, we're not playing with marbles, like we don't have marbles. And then she would go into their brother's room, and she would like walk through, go to the brother's room, and she'd be like, are you playing with marbles in here? And he'd be like, no, what do you mean? Like, no. He was older than us too, so he was like, why am I they were all older than us, we were the youngest, and they were like, no, but I don't have marbles. What do you mean? She'd be like, I don't know. I keep thinking I hear marbles. And she would go back. And then that same night, I like heard them. And she did this like a couple of times where she would like come in and say, like, you know, thinking that she's like hearing marbles. And we would be like, no, like we're not. And she's like, are you playing a joke on me? And we're like, no, like we're not. And then that night when we went to bed, I heard them. And then like I heard like a weird like little girl laugh. And mind you, my friend was one of four, like siblings. So it was her, her brother, and then her two sisters. And we were like, and they're all older than us. So we were the youngest. And I was the only one that heard it. My friend was dead asleep. And I like went home to my mom the next day, and I was like telling her about like what happened. Come to find out, I think my mom told me like at the time, maybe like a couple years later, definitely not at that time. But I do remember her telling me, oh yeah, there was a little girl that used to live there and that played with marbles. Come to find out that this little girl had, she was in that room that my friend's sister stayed in, or like my friend's sister's room, and she had unfortunately jumped out the bedroom window. And I don't know what age. I don't know what age, and I never like again never confirmed the story because like it was just something that was always told to me. But yeah, they used to hear like marbles like playing in the house at like late at night, and it was so sad. But that was the first like paranormal thing that I like really remember happening. It was crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. I've had
Oh
more
my
more
gosh.
since then, but yeah.
Seriously, what is it? Because
Yeah.
I have two. Like,
I so my sister used to tell me that our old house, like the first house that like I was born at, like born into, was haunted, but I we moved out of that house when I was 5, so I had no idea. Like I don't remember anything from that house. And that is actually funny. The house that my friend lived in, she also lived like 2 doors down from me, but not in that house. It was a different house. And then when we moved, and then like not even a year later, they moved into that house I just told the story about. So we both moved into other houses that were haunted. So when we moved into the new house that my mom still lives in to this day, when we first moved in there was a woman that had died in that house, and she used to like to bake. So around Christmas time, we would smell like cinnamon, like really heavy around the holidays. And we hadn't used cinnamon. Like we would randomly smell it after like we had just cleaned. Like my sister had deep cleaned the cabinets because she could smell it so strongly. And she was like, I don't know why I keep smelling cinnamon. She deep cleaned the cabinets. The next day, all she smelled was like cinnamon. And so like we knew it was her. And then in that same house, my sister had moved out. She's 11 years older than me. So when she moved out, I moved downstairs into her room. And the way my room is set up, it was I was going to say triangle. It was a rectangle. And there was my closet came out a little bit. So there's just one part right behind the door that was like back a little bit. And at night, I used to think there was a figure in that corner of the house, like that corner of my room all the time. It wasn't scary. It never had like a bad presence to it. Um, I think I was like scared of it at first because like I was really young. I was like 8th grade. So it like freaked me out because I was like, I haven't really had anything like crazy happen to me in a while. And then I got used to it, and it would get to the point where I'd be like, I'd wake up sometimes and I'd be like, can you just go away? Like I would talk to it, and I'd be like, can you go away? I want to sleep. Like I can feel you staring at me. And then I would roll over and go back to sleep and be perfectly fine.
trying to tell off a ghost. Like,
Oh my, oh
please.
yeah. Well, so then it happened again. My dad's friend unfortunately passed away in our house, while he was living with us. And then I could feel his presence like after that.
Mm.
And I felt the same thing like one night after he had passed away. It was like a year later. I like felt his presence, and I woke up and I was like, can you go away, please? Like I'm trying to sleep. I can feel you like on my bed. And I didn't feel Like nothing. I didn't feel anything get up. Like I knew that they were like there, and then they were just gone, and I just rolled over and went back to sleep. I was like, all right, cool, thanks. And I just went to sleep.
You're like, I'm just a girl trying to sleep, and
literally, I'm just
everyone's
a
trying to
girl.
have a
Like, just
late
need some
night.
sleep, please. Yeah, they're trying to have a party, and I'm like,
Like,
can you leave me alone, please?
can you give me a minute?
Yeah.
Like, my 8 hours of sleep, and then I'll talk to you.
Yeah, like I'm a teenager. Like I already went to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's now 4. Can you go away?
So obviously, you believe in ghosts.
Oh yes, obviously. Hardcore. I don't remember a time where I didn't believe in ghosts because it's just like I said, it's so strong. Like that we just get so strong feelings in my family about certain things. More specifically like me and my sister and like a couple of like my grandmother and my aunts and stuff. That like I don't know, we just can't not, you know.
Mm, definitely. I mean, same thing with me. My mom, she would have premonitions a lot. So
Yeah.
she would have dreams
Mm-hmm.
that would warn
Same.
her of something bad that's going to happen. And she passed that on to me now.
Oh,
So
that's the worst.
I don't dream unless it's something bad.
Oh, that's sad.
And it hasn't happened in a while. The last time it happened was in April.
Oh, knock on wood. Knock on airwood. Yeah.
Knock
on wood.
And that's when my grandfather passed away.
Oh,
I had
I'm
a
so
dream
sorry.
about him, and I didn't even think about it until the next day. My mom's like, "Hey, you got to say your goodbyes." And I'm like, "I had I had no idea what was happening."
Mm-hmm.
So I've always believed in it, and my parents were very, very, very religious growing up. So we would have to constantly get our house blessed.
Oh, wow.
On a recurring cycle, just because I don't know about that place, but it was holding on to some.
Your parents were like the type that believed like very religiously, like more demonic, like.
Yes,
Oh,
that
wow, yeah.
like either they're stuck here on Earth to say goodbye, or they're bad. And I mean, it's very black and white to them,
pretty much, yeah.
But I can kind of believe that when you do pass, you could be stuck in a cycle of reliving life. And honestly, going into some haunted places like you can feel that where you're like,
so like that residual energy that's there. Yeah, I definitely believe in that too. I definitely believe that there can be like residual energy, or you know, like an energy that's kind of like stuck in a time loop of sorts, where they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, because their body just puts them there, or not their body, but their soul or energy just kind of keeps them there. There's some kind of energy anchoring them there that like won't let them go, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Have you been to any haunted locations that you can?
Technically, yeah. So I actually went to one when I was really young, but we didn't go there for that. We were in the Outer Banks visiting for like a vacation for 4th of July, and there's a lighthouse there that was actually on like the Ghost Hunters Taps. If you ever watch that show, it was like on an episode of that, and at that time my brother and I were so into watching that show, so when we got to go, we were so excited. We were so excited to go and get to see like an actual location that they had like visited and like recorded at. I can't think of any like other like prominent ones. I probably have, but like not off the top of my head. Have you?
Yeah,
I think you have. Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
right?
I've been to a few. I mean, fortunately, but like unfortunately, because of my other job. I don't know. Yeah. But the one that is super scary and was actually featured on Ghost Adventures was the Deer Lodge prison in Montana.
Okay.
The old state prison there. Okay. Horrifying.
I feel like I've heard of it, but I'm not sure.
It's now a car museum.
Oh.
Super weird.
That must be really weird.
And don't like it at all.
Sure.
It was.
I'm sure the ghosts don't like it either.
No, because they're like, what are these cars? What is this? Because it's like from the 1800s. They're like, what is this?
Yeah, no, they probably don't.
The other one that really messed with me was Alcatraz.
Ooh, okay.
did that tour.
What was the energy like there?
Horrific. I was like 12 and you have to do like
12?
the audio. So like it messes with you because you still hear like the
Oh, you
prison
did, like,
doors. An audio tour.
Oh,
So like it leads you and tells you where to go. And like it has door slamming in it and like prisoners talking.
Creepier.
I freaked myself out so many times because I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I saw like a shadow in a cell and it's, I don't know, someone maybe walking by, but like it was terrifying. And I'm like, why?
That's so creepy.
My brother was like 8 when we did it.
8? Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I guess I could see like that's, like a touristy kind of attraction, not even just like a ghost like Tory attraction. It's like people just want to go there for the regular thing, and it's like, no,
it's so bad. The energy there is not great.
I can imagine.
And then the other one was actually here in New York State.
Okay.
Down towards the PA border, there's like an old sanitarium.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was very small. But that there was crazy because I did like a little tour with the guy and he kept on mentioning the basement and I was like, oh, I need to go in the basement. Like, I got to go in the basement.
Of course.
Like, let's just go to the basement. And I'm like, I don't want to actually go in the basement, but like something is like, let's go. Like, go in the basement.
Yeah, you want to feel it. Yeah.
They have like an old table that they use for light therapy for tuberculosis. Oh. And the guy asked me to lay down on it.
No. Did you?
I did.
I'm screaming no.
I hated it.
I'm sure.
I lasted like 10 seconds and I was like, okay,
what did
I gotta
you feel like when you laid on it?
Looked at like eyes looking at me. Like it was just him, but it was like more people are in the room with us. And I feel like I'm getting like examined almost.
Okay.
And just like unwell. I mean, it was supposed to be a place of healing, but
you can tell, like a place like that, especially for tuberculosis, like of course you're good. That makes so much sense to feel like that, like sickly feeling.
And like suffocating almost. Like I couldn't get enough air.
Yeah. I mean, and look at the disease. So yeah.
Seriously. And so I was like, oh, I gotta go.
That's so crazy. I just remembered I did one other. I did that like ghost tour, like one of the popular like ghost tours in Boston one time. That was so much fun. I didn't really feel anything on that one, but we did the tour of the old courthouse, and that was where we could feel. I've like heard so many people say it, that they feel like the oppressiveness, and like it just feels like everything feels like almost like claustrophobic, like while you're in like the one part of the house, which is like very original, where the actual like courthouse now is, like what they like show you, it is not necessarily original because of like things that have happened there. Lots of changes. They like didn't like keep up with it. I think it burnt down at one point too. I can't remember. I'm probably gonna get shit for that, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I can't remember exactly, but that didn't feel like as bad, but like in the like the waiting area is like almost like a house, and that felt like so oppressive, and like so claustrophobic, and like you could just feel like how heavy it felt, and then like when you went in the courthouse, it like opened up a little bit, it like didn't feel as bad, but you could still feel it. Like it was so heavy. It was like it was just a lot of heaviness that you felt.
Oh
yeah.
And I still want to go to Salem. One of these days. I want to go so bad.
God, yeah, it was so much fun. I loved that. Like it was so great.
I love that.
Oh my God, I said Boston. I meant Salem. I just realized that.
The great thing
I just realized that I meant
that you can also Salem. Clip it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Or leave it in.
No, I'll just leave it in.
Leave it
in.
in.
All good.
Leave it in. It's fine. Well then, what is the one case that you're disturbed about most? It could be true crime, or it could be a well-known paranormal case. Which one?
Okay, so true crime is probably, um, oh God, there's so many. Do you have a true crime one? Well, I think I can't get my bearings.
I really don't have one.
You don't?
There isn't one that's like stuck in my head, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's where like I have there's just so many horrible ones.
There's so many terrible ones, and I think I block those out
Yeah.
because I don't want to believe that people are that messed up.
Yeah. Who? Hold on.
Oh, I got one.
Jesus, who am I thinking of right now? John Wayne Gracie.
Right. Excuse me. I was trying to keep my cough back. Hold on. Okay.
I think the one that stuck with me the most is probably John Wayne Gracie, just because there's so many other people that are connected to him in some weird way. Like the what's his name? Brian, whatever his name is, that like is from Nickelodeon, that like
Yes, I know.
assaulted Drake Bell.
Ryan Peck.
Yeah, he like is associated with like John Wayne Gracie, like loved him, and like that's just wild to me. Like it's disturbing.
And also, like, for him to have children in his basement, what a messed up man. And to go around as a clown.
Oh my God. Like that one has definitely been one that has stuck with me over the years because like it's so disturbing to me. The way he did it, how he went about it, how he just got away with it for so long. And then it was almost like he just got bored and was like, sure, try and catch me now. Like,
seriously.
Disgusting.
That is a terrifying one.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And not to be like super, oh my gosh, humans suck. But how many other people are like him and haven't gotten caught?
Right.
Freaks me out.
No, it does. Yeah. Absolutely.
A lot more than the shadow man in my door frame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're just chilling over there, you know what I mean? Not harming anybody.
Just was posted up
like this. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
The one case that scares me the most, that I am like so upset by, is the Elizabeth Short case, the Black Dahlia case.
Yes. That's me too.
And the fact that like we kind of know who did it, but like it's alluded to that it was that doctor in LA. His name's blanking. George.
Oh, I can't think of it either right now.
Hodel.
Okay.
George Hodel.
Mm-hmm.
He is the big suspect in the Black Dahlia case, and his like grandchildren figured it out.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like, what? That's insane to me.
Yeah.
That you can live your whole life, have children, but still do that to someone.
Yeah.
That's more horrific than the Mothman.
Yeah. And like BTK too, of like how you had like, and it's so crazy to me to think about how like they have like their whole, I think what kills me, and this is like what sticks with me, I think more on than just these, you know, very prolific serial killer cases, is that these people can have such a normal life or act like they have such a normal life and then do these tremendous things, like do these terrible things, and then like go home and act like nothing happened and like they didn't do this, and like they just, and meanwhile you're hurting an innocent people, like your wife and your children, or your spouse and children, or your family members, like in the process as well. Like you're just harming these innocent people in the process while you're also physically harming people. Like it's crazy. It's so crazy to me.
It is so crazy to me too. Genuinely, like people scare me.
Yeah.
And and I'd rather
like,
deal with paranormal all day than people. I was just
gonna say that. Yeah, I was just gonna say I would much rather be somewhat terrified of a paranormal like instance happening to me than deal with people. Like I can't even think about it.
Give me a Sasquatch over
Yeah.
a random man on the street. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
No, absolutely not. That's a hard one. Um, so I guess then that also brings us to missing people cases. And is there one, or not even missing people cases, but like an unsolved case that like if you could solve it, what would you pick?
This one news anchor that disappeared in 1995. Her name was
Okay.
Jody,
Mm-hmm.
and she was declared legally dead in 2001, even though her remains have not been found.
Wow.
She left to go. She's the morning news anchor. You're supposed to be there at 4 a.m. She never showed up.
Wow.
And they went to her house and her belongings were still there. Car was there. I just want to know. And I mean, this was like before security cameras,
Right.
before cell phones.
Yeah.
Like any true crime case that happened before we were heavily surveillanced, I would love to solve, because like
Yeah.
we are so, not saying that we're lucky now, but like we are able to track people
Yeah.
a
I
lot
know what
more
you mean.
now than
Yeah.
we were back then.
Yeah. It can be sometimes easier in certain ways to figure something out because you have, cell phones, traffic cameras, CCTV, like all over the place now, even home, security systems now that, can help, police and just detectives and whoever else, figure out what's happening and where these people are going easier almost sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky and
Yeah.
you can see the killer from A to B.
Yep.
So, yeah. What about you? Do you have one?
Yeah, I think it would be the one that I definitely want to cover soon would be, and I would want to, we definitely should cover that one too because I've never actually heard of that. So I think that would be a good one for us to do and talk about. But Dorothy Arnold, she disappeared in 1910. And she just disappeared off the street in busy Manhattan one day, and was never seen again, and nobody knows what happens to her. There's some theories, one being that she just ran away, another one, being that she was pregnant and it was a botched abortion. But that's just a theory. Nobody actually knows what happened to her. There's been sightings, there were sightings, back then over the years of people claiming to be her, or found her, but nothing concrete, and it all came up, unended. And to this day, it is one of on the Charlie Project. If you've ever heard of it, it's a website for missing people. It's the oldest case on there. That's cold and unsolved.
It's just like it's so sad that those people that are still missing from like centuries, decades ago, that you don't get to lay them to rest. Like their family never got like clear answers as to what happened to them.
Yeah.
And that's just like the most like unfortunate thing. And it breaks my heart.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely is so hard, especially when it's something that old, because it's never going to get solved. Nothing's going to ever get found at this point in time because you have no idea, where their body could be or, what could even come up, especially if it's like unknown remains. Even with like donations of, possible people in the area that can help with like maybe DNA matches, they could be in a completely different area than where they were actually from, and nothing will come up, so it's so hard to tell sometimes.
Definitely. It definitely is. All right. Do you have any final thoughts, Nicole?
I am just so excited to really get into this. I can't wait to put out some stuff for you guys, and for you guys to see, what we really want to work on. What about you?
I'm just really excited to just be able to share what I'm passionate about, whether that's trying to get someone's story out there or talking about good old Sasquatch. I'm up for all of it, and
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoys.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to sit with us in our little intro and talk about ourselves. If you guys have any stories that you want to share with us, please do so. We would love it. And make sure that you are liking and sharing this out to anybody that you think that might enjoy this. And I can't wait to give you guys our first episode soon.
So excited. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.